Hi everyone. I'm really excited to bring this to you guys today because it's been something that's been on my mind for a while. One of my focus five, one of my things that I want my business to be about, my Instagram feed to portray, is teaching. And I realized that while I have my Skillshare classes, my transfer class, and my introduction to wood burning class, I realized that I need to have a way where I can share some of the stuff that I've learned with you all in a free format. So I figured that this would be a good way to do it. And I wanted to start with something that is for the beginner wood burning artists out there, or people who have a Versatool and maybe don't necessarily know what all of the tips can be used for. So this is the Walnut Hollow Versatool. I have about 1 million of these, and they're great. It's what I use when I'm teaching classes in person, and it's what I recommend to anybody who is starting out with wood burning. It's an awesome tool, and it comes with a bunch of different tips, and it has variable temperatures, which is really important when you're wood burning. You want to be able to control the temperature of your tool. So the one that is on here is the transfer point, and it's probably the one I use most often next to the universal point, which I will show you all of those. So we have, I made this handy dandy little, I don't know what you call this, handy dandy thing. Anyways, there are all the different points and different ways that you can use them. So the transfer point was the one that I was just talking about. It can be used to fill in large areas, to create a polka dot effect, but it also can be used to transfer an image to wood using a laser printer and just some heat. It's pretty awesome. There's also, this one is great for shading, but you can also flip it over and use that tip to get those fine lines, which is fantastic too. It comes with 3 different points that are little pattern points, and I've actually seen people use it as like a background, and that is so cool. There's the flow point, which has a nice, I don't know if you can see that, but it has a nice rounded tip, and it really does flow on the wood. And I like to use that one if you're doing like calligraphy. I would say use it like foligraphy. So use it to get those first lines down, then go back and fill in. But it's great to get any sort of designs. It's good for dots. It's good for all sorts of things. There's also the fine point, which is nice and pointy and gets really fine details. And then you have this little, it's just like a flat edge point, if you can see that. But it has, you can get nice fine lines. You can also fill in, you can do some of the chiseled action. It's called the calligraphy point, I believe. But it's not my preferred. My preferred one is actually the universal point. And this one is really, it's universal. It's a nice chisel tip, and it can be used for anything and everything. The one thing I do recommend is right when you pull it out of the box, and it comes with the universal tip on it, but when you pull it out of the box, this upper point right here, it'll be a little bit sharp. And so what you'll want to do is just sand it down a tiny bit, and then it'll be a lot smoother for you to use. But anyways, that's my little tip for this Tuesday. I hope it was helpful, and I'll see you guys next week for some more.